Okay, so next game here, Metroid Prime Pinball. Now, I know what you're thinking, how good can pinball be, right? The game is actually surprisingly interesting to say the least here. Really, it's just like the name says, it's a pinball version of Metroid Prime. It seems to focus especially around Metroid Prime more than any other Metroid games. That's kind of cool. You get two, technically three game modes. You get multi-mission, single mission, and wireless mission. Wireless mission is for multiplayer against other people, so yeah, it's easier said than done unless you have someone locally to play with. Single mission lets you play through individual places you play through, and multi-mission lets you play through a series of missions, almost kind of like Metroid Prime itself. And it's kind of cool because, like I said, everything is very much crafted after Metroid. Like, for instance, here, you have the Talon Overworld, the Pirate Frigate, Impact Crater, the Phazon Mines, Nora Drifts, Artifact Temple. All levels taken straight out of Metroid Prime itself there. And I personally enjoyed Metroid Prime. I know a lot of people consider it one of the best games in the Metroid series. Now, the game plays just like pinball, except, of course, naturally, instead of a ball, you're using Samus here as your pinball. But it has lots of unique little innovations to it here. Your main objective behind a majority of the maps is to either, usually to collect artifacts here by using Samus. Now, Samus has a couple of tricks you can use, like you can drop little power bombs there. A lot of the time, it's not just, getting points here. Like, things like will happen, like enemies will appear on screen. You'll need to defeat a certain number of enemies. You can scan stuff for bonuses. And there's many ways that makes this game stand out from your usual pinball game. Especially if you get to anything like a boss fight. And yes, there are boss fights in this game. And during those points, you actually need to hit the boss with your pinball. Things get very hectic. You got stuff like this where you actually got to be shooting at enemies as they come at you, and you also have a life bar. If you take about 8 hits, I believe, then it's game over. And some of these fights just get hectic as it's really funny because you just have tons and tons of enemies coming at you really fast. The boss fights, you very often have to hit the enemies in specific areas, and the enemies are all taken straight out of Metroid Prime. I mean, you have space pirates, you also have Phazon infused guys, so it gets very entertaining. So, I think for anyone who's a Metroid fan, there you go, and I got the artifact there, or one of them, I should say. Most of them, you gotta collect a couple artifacts. Anyone who's a Metroid fan, I say this game is a must-have because it's quite amusing and quite entertaining. And they basically took pinball and they improved upon it as much as they possibly could. Especially when you add in the fact that you can do stuff like you can attack enemies. Oh, he got me. You can attack enemies in various ways. You have boss fights. It's not just your regular game of pinball. And the health bar in it just kind of adds another layer of. It just helps makes things feel more intense, as you're playing through it there. And as you can see, enemies do act responsive there with different strategies. Some try and hit you, some try and throw you out of the arena. So everyone plays in different ways there. And different levels have their own kind of unique setup too, and you kind of play depending on that setup that you're dealing with. Here we have actual Metroids here this time. Yeah, they're going to try and hit me there. Oop. I gotta hit them with my power bombs that you can drop. At times you even get super bombs. There we go. I took out the Metroids. At times you even pick up super bombs that you can hit them with. So, yeah, definitely. I mean, if you're just a casual pinball fan, this might not appeal to you. But if you're a Metroid nerd, especially like my friend or anything like that, you'll probably enjoy this game, all the little bonus games and all the nods it makes to Metroid Prime. So anyway, definitely check it out if you like Metroid. You'll definitely enjoy this. And I hope you found this review to be helpful and interesting in getting you some insight about Metroid Prime Pinball, how it looks, how it plays, and if you might be interested in it. I'll be bringing you more reviews like this soon. If you enjoy my video, please definitely feel free to comment on it. I always welcome feedback. Always feel free to like my video to let me know that you enjoyed it, and of course subscribe to my channel. And I'll be bringing you more videos like this soon, talking about this and other games for you to check out.